Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Endurance. At the end of last episode we were attempting to reuse the first stage of our satellite launch vehicle. So we left a little bit of fuel in that bottom fuel tank just there and we're heading down into the atmosphere. Now we've already triggered the parachute so they'll automatically open when it's safe to open and when we hit a specific altitude. And that's pretty good because we lose control of the spacecraft and then promptly lose the most expensive part of it, the engine, and then one of the fuel tanks, because we took a bit of a steep trajectory and as such we lost pretty much the only bit we were actually trying to recover. But the parachutes still fire on time and we managed to softly drift down to the ocean and recover at least a fuel tank and some parachutes. Now, the reason we lost control of the probe was not actually because we went out of signal range, it's because we ran out of power. So on the next one we're going to need to strap some batteries on. But here we go, we're back in orbit with our 3 satellites and we're going to head up, not to geostationary because, well, Solitude's tidally locked, so that's impossible. We'd have to literally stay stationary above it. I mean, if Lagrange points existed in Kerbal Space Program, I know there's a mod for it, but shush, then I guess if we went just outside the sphere of influence of Solitude, we could sort of stay just above it in a geostationary orbit, but no, we're not doing anything like that. We're just going up to a relatively high orbit. It was some big round number, and there we go. So what we're doing is we're getting ourselves into an orbit which has a 4-hour time period, and then what we do is we send each of our space probes into a circular orbit which is 6 hours long. So once we've sent that first space probe off into the 6-hour orbit, we orbit round on our 4-hour orbit, and then what we do is we keep deploying the satellite, and then we'll deploy all 3 of them roughly 120 degrees apart. So we'll have a sort of triangular network of communication. So there we go, we've released the first satellite and then we're just pushing the orbit up. So now its orbital time period is 6 hours and the orbital time period of the launch vehicle is 4 hours. So now we've deployed that. There we go, just adjusting the orbit a little bit. It's not perfect because this thing's actually got an offset center of mass due to the massive antenna stuck to the side of it. But there we go, we just orbit around and sure enough, there we go, we're about 120 degrees away from the first one, and then all we do is simply deploy the second one. We actually almost hit the separator, which was left over from the first one. We need to be careful about that on the next one. And there we go, pump that orbit up, same deal. This is a pretty common tactic for just getting all-round coverage, but there we go, we deployed that one, and all we do is orbit round once more. There we go, and we deploy the final satellite. We did strap some boosters onto our stage there to try and get it back into the atmosphere, but there was nowhere near enough thrust on it, so yeah, it didn't actually get back into the atmosphere, didn't get anywhere near, but hey, you know, what did Kessler syndrome ever do to anyone? So there we go, all we have to do is push this final satellite on up into orbit, and there we go. We have ourselves a roughly triangular array of satellites. They're going to get out of sync over time, but it doesn't matter too much, as long as we have decent coverage. So, I know I said I was launching those in order to facilitate launching a space telescope, but I kind of realised after thinking about it, it's a bit cheaty to launch a space telescope at this point in the game. We only know where the planets actually are in the sky because we have distant object enhancement, which shows us where they are. You know, we can see the dots of light in the sky. And we haven't even finished our ground-based telescope survey of the sky yet. It's a bit ridiculous to launch a space telescope before you even know there are other planets out there. So we're going to wait on our contract completing. We've got another about 400 days before our ground-based telescopes finish surveying the sky and we get a little bit of data on the locations of all the various planets. So we're going to wait until that finishes before we launch our space telescope. So in the meantime, we're going to launch our mission to Guardian. Now you're probably noticing that the graphics look a lot prettier all of a sudden. That's because we've installed KS3P, which adds bloom and post-processing effects to Kerbal Space Program. I had to turn down the, well, I say I turned down, GamesLinks, the creator of After Kerbal, he turned down the sort of dirt on the lens effect because it was a bit overdone. But the overall final effect is really quite beautiful. And when you start getting into the night side and you see and you turn the lights on in your spacecraft, it really does look gorgeous, and it doesn't even make a particularly large dent in performance. It doesn't make a dent in performance at all, actually. So it's pretty damn awesome. You probably also noticed that we're again trying to reuse a first stage. This time we actually strapped some batteries onto it. But sure enough, we continue on into orbit, and there we go. Now, I was actually planning to make this mission to Guardian Apollo style, but we haven't upgraded our launch pad yet, so we don't have quite enough. You can't actually construct an Apollo style mission because of course if you haven't upgraded the launch pad to its highest level, level 3, you have a limit on the weight of craft and also the height of the craft that you can build. So we have to make another sort of similar mission to the Pegasus missions with these Griffin missions, although it is now 3-person. I was set on making it a 3-man mission, so as you probably saw, we have a 3-man capsule. But before we head off to Guardian, we need to reuse this stage. Again, we fire the parachutes early just so they deploy even if we lose control of the spacecraft, and we head on through the atmosphere. Now, we took a much shallower trajectory this time, so we're not heading straight down through the atmosphere, meaning that the heating is quite minimal, and we actually managed to survive re-entry just fine. We have a little bit of fuel left, ready to sort of soften our landing, but for some reason, we've lost control again. Okay, I don't know why. We have our relay network set up, but it's not connecting to them. I don't know if the antenna we've got on this hasn't got enough range to connect to the relay satellites. I honestly have no idea. We definitely have relay antennas on the satellites, but for some reason it's not connecting. Thankfully, we have enough parachutes, it doesn't really matter, and we managed to land our first stage. Wonderful. And we get about 15 grand back from that. So pretty damn awesome. And look at that. Oh, look at the lights on the spacecraft on the dark side of Solitude. I love this mod, KS3P. It is just gorgeous. It's so pretty. It makes the game just absolutely stunning. Probably, yeah, the cherry on top of visual mods, really, to make this game look a lot more beautiful. When I went back and made the 12 Days of Christmas video, 12 Days of Kerbal Christmas, I went back into stock KSP and I was shocked by just how honestly awful some of the textures are in stock KSP. I've really been spoiled by the lovely textures in After Kerbal and with all these lovely visual mods. But there we go. Ah, isn't it gorgeous? The sun there. Well, I mean, it's not really gorgeous, it's kind of terrifying. But sure enough, we're heading off to Guardian. Now, there's a bit of foreshadowing because we had to actually use the lander engine to finish our Trans-Guardian injection burn, which is never really a good sign, is it? So we're running a bit skint on fuel here. We also have a bit of a glitch with crowdsourced science here. It's because I have a new version of Module Manager, which it wasn't compatible with. I do fix it, though. But yeah, we're not getting our lovely, amusing science messages. But once we get into orbit, I head back out of the game and I change a bunch of mods and stuff, and we get it all fixed. There was actually an update to After Kerbin, which patches biomes, does a few texture things, you know, and all that. It took me about 2 hours to get it working. Yeah, updating mods is a bit of a pain a lot of the time. When you have this many mods with so many conflicts and dependencies, updating one mod can break your entire save. But thankfully I managed to get it all working. Right, so now I've gone and fixed crowdsourced science. Let's get ourselves some proper science reports. Guardian doesn't like being cold. Aw, poor Guardian. Guardian doesn't have an atmosphere and seems upset about it. You wonder how moons can have feelings. Mr. Goo observation. Goo escapes. It appears to be attracted to the North Pole. Ooh, how ominous. Probably because we spotted that sort of pyramid-looking structure that definitely wasn't a terrain glitch. Don't know why we always get that same material study message, but most people don't really submit many material study messages. Most people just do crew reports and such. Speaking of crew reports, let's actually get a proper crew report. Here we go. You remember that Guardian redirected a few asteroids away from Solitude, preventing potential doom. Now you know where the name comes from. That's a good point, actually. That probably is where the name came from. Right, Hadland, give us a EVA report over the Rocky Midlands. You can clearly see all the craters and valleys down there. Wonderful. Let's get back in. Actually, we need to reset the site. Oh, hello, Guardian's Gorge. Get out again. There we go. Clearly see all the craters and valleys down there. Same one. Okay, that's fine. I'll take the data out and we'll store the experiments. Then we'll go reset all the experiments ready for landing. And if we get any, go over any other biomes on the way over, we'll grab some more EVA reports. Remove data, restore. And there we go. Now we need to float around to the other side. Despite my efforts to put all the life support and stuff on that side, the spacecraft is still slightly imbalanced, so it likes to lean towards this side where the Science Junior is. while we're flying, so we need to be aware of that, but it's not too difficult with stability assist on, so it should be fine. And there we go, we've got our data. Be careful not to smash all the solar panels, that would be a little bit awkward and embarrassing. We're still flying over Guardian's Gorge, that's fine. We're trying to head for the Tertiary Gorge. GamesLink could come up with some slightly better names for the biomes, I think. Tertiary Gorge, Secondary Gorge, not very exciting. Yeah, that's a tip for you. I mean, he's in my Discord, so I can quite literally just go tell him right now. But I'm going to wait until he watches the video. I'm not going to spoil the surprise for him. Right, so we're in space near the Guardian's Gorge. Oh, Spacious Highlands. Have we got any VA report over that? It looks like we have. Let's just check, shall we? Yeah, no, we have. We have. That's fine. Okay. We need to just keep an eye on science here and now. It tells us when we need to do scans and when we don't. We're going up near the North Pole. There we go. There's that pyramid. Oh, we'll have to explore that at some point, but we do not have the fuel to do an inclination change. Thankfully, looks like our landing site is actually going to sort of coincide. Oh, we went over a peak. Could have got Guardian's Peaks. Oh well. Perhaps we'll get it over these ones. Oh, maybe. Let's have a look. We're over the Spacious Highlands. Do we have a peaks yet? Oh, peaks! Get out! Let's get Ben out this time. Ah, we missed it! Oh, that's awkward. Wait, are we over the peaks again, maybe? Oh, hello, we can see Solitude through the planet again. Not entirely sure what's causing that. Let's just not look at it, and then we don't have to worry about it. Guardian's Peaks. Boom! You faintly see a figure on the surface. You what? Whoa! That's spooky. There's something very spooky about this moon, especially the fact that we can still see Solitude through it. Is that scatter? There must be scatter. It must be a scatterer glitch. It comes and goes when I restart the game, so I don't know. We'll see. Right. Let's keep warping around. Keeping an eye on science here and now. Oh, hello, Secondary Gorge. Wonderful. Ben, out you get. Get us another EVA report. Again, seeing figures on the surface. Are our astronauts going blind? Are they being exposed to too many cosmic rays? I don't know. Maybe they're going mad. Who knows? I don't really want to find out. Righty-roo. Let's... Oh, subtle cracks. There we go. It's another biome. Let's grab that one. Clearly see all the craters and valleys. Bored. Wonderful. We're probably going to have to do some kind of inclination change. That's what I'm thinking. So, when are we going to want to do it? Probably sooner rather than later. Just a little one. Just to stop us... Wait, no, not that way. No, we are going to want to go that way. Like that? No. Maybe more around there? Yeah, that's better. Something like that. I think that'll do. Doesn't rotate too fast, so we'll do that manoeuvre, and it doesn't cost us too much delta V either, so should be alright. Rocky Midlands, we've got the EVA report over that. Oh, ridged zone. Hello, let's grab that. Out you get. EVA report. Again, what's with all the figures? What is with all the figures on the surface? That's spooky. There's something very spooky about Guardian. Somehow, like, Nemesis is terrifying, and then Guardian is just creepy. It's got alien monuments at the North Pole, and people are seeing figures on the surface. Is it a haunted moon? Who knows? Haunted. I mean, it's supposed to be a friendly moon, isn't it? It's protected us from all the asteroids and stuff. Apparently not. Apparently it's spooky. Maybe it's just being nice to us to... Maybe it's just a facade. It's actually secretly an evil moon. I don't know why I'm anthropomorphizing the moon. There you go. It's when you give like an inanimate object or something human characteristics. Anthropomorphizing. It's such a difficult word. Who invented that word? I want to kill them. It's just not an easy word to say at all. There we go. That should be enough. And then we're going to want to plan our descent maneuver. Right. How late do you want to do that? Probably around there. Actually, that'll be alright. Something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Only 50 meters per second. I'll take it. Node in 5 minutes. Righty-roo. Let's keep going. We'll probably go over a couple more bites. Is that another pyramid? What on earth is with the pyramids in the middle of all the craters, man? That one isn't even in the middle of a crater. It's just a... What's with all the pyramids? All the alien pyramids. Look at that! Now, if I ever did see, like, a dark obelisk, that's one of them. I don't know if you can even make it out. It's really hard to see it. I thought the terrain of Guardian was much gentler than this, but it is not. It's covered in alien pyramids. Look at that. You can just about see it in the light from the crew thing. Yeah. We'll have to go explore that at some point. We don't have the fuel to be hopping, skipping, and jumping around. Once you've got a bigger launch pad, we'll be able to, but... Are we ever a different... No, not over a different biome yet. Okay, 1 minute until our burn. We're not landing in the sunlight, so we won't have a huge amount of electric charge. We have to just rely on our reserves. We do have some decent reserves, though. We've got 2 big batteries. But still. Yeah, this moon is spooky, man. It's creeping me out. Right, we'll activate our navigation. And let's do our burn. That is 6 seconds. And burn! Remind me never to say anthropomorphize. Oh, hello, we didn't do a big enough inclination change at all. Yikes. Okay. Is this the correct way? That's the wrong way. Okay, I thought that would be enough, but it was not. I'm very conscious of our fuel. Very conscious. But we're going to have to do this. Otherwise, we won't complete our contract and we won't get our money, so... Let's do it. That's the retrograde side of it. Let's try and burn more that way. There we go. That should be enough. Surely. We'll quick save there in case this goes horrendously wrong. No, we definitely still have enough fuel. Oh, hello. EVA report. Out you get. EVA report. Clearly see all the craters and valleys. Boom. You probably need some more EVA report. EVA reports in low orbit. We don't have many, actually. We only have 2, it seems. 2 or 3. Right. Here we go. Are we on course this time? Now we're not quite going high enough. Who knows anymore? Who knows? We are heading in the right direction, just about. Looks like it's on a sort of a mountain? I don't know. Well, this fine manoeuvring is costing us fuel we just don't have. Oh, well, at least we can see the sun now. Oh, look at it. It's so much prettier with KS3P. Gorgeous, isn't it? Alright, let's extend those landing legs. We're over the tertiary gorge. There we go. Landing on like a mountain range. This means our delta V to orbit will be a little low. We still need to go a bit further over this way, though. Yeah. To make sure this is the prograde marker sort of on the... Probably want to be slowing down as well. How's that? Yeah, that's about right. Let's get slowing down. Oh, Jesus, we're close to some mountains. How close are we? 7 kilometers out. Yeah, that's time to start slowing down, I think. Let's not lose too much vertical velocity. Too much vertical speed, because we want to be going over these mountains and not crashing into them. Okay, now we're going a bit too far this way. There it is. There it is. That's our landing site. Are we entering the area yet? Please tell me we're in the area. It's got to be close enough, right? Surely. Yeah, we're into it. We're into the area. Right. Burn, 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 burn. Looks like we overshot a bit. Oh, suicide burn. Holy crap, that was ridiculously close. Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Jesus. There we go. We did it though. Let's not look at that. Okay, it's fine if we zoom in. Fine if we zoom in. Right. Oh, the Eagle has landed. Why would I call the ship Eagle? I do not know. Temperature scan. Despite being in a vacuum, the surface of Guardian is somewhat warm. Mission Control says it's love. Aww, that is adorable. Guardian lacks an atmosphere, not for lack of trying. Mystery Go observation. Grab that. The goose smiles and tries to hug Guardian. It's adorable, but concerning. Mystery material study. Stuff flashes and bleeps before the number 42 comes up. You're very confused. What is with Guardian and weird alien vibes, man? This is some spooky moon. It might be friendly, but it's spooky. Certainly. Right, let's get Ben out, because he hasn't got much experience. This is his first mission, so we'll give him the honour of getting out first. You feel a sense of relief to be under the protection of the formidable body. Surface sample. You find traces of a large number of iron. That sentence doesn't really work, but okay. Likely deposited here by impacts over time. A large amount of iron would probably be better. Okay, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't matter. That's what you get when you crowdsource. You crowdsource things. Right. And there we go. Looks like the spacecraft is slipping down the hill, so let's do this a little faster. There we are. Plant that flag, Ben. Isn't it beautiful? Right. Griffin 1. Tertiary Gorge. I should probably think about catching the spacecraft. There we go. And okay! Look at that. Yeah, it is sliding down the hill. I am wary of smashing the solar panels though, so I don't want to retract the landing legs or put it on its side. But it's alright, it's not sliding too fast. Have we completed our contract? Yep, landed our first Kerbal, and yep, walked on the surface of Guardian and planted a flag. Loads of money. We should be able to upgrade that launch pad, no problem. Looks like it's stopped sliding now though. Oh no, it's still sliding, just very slowly. Right, we've done our... Yep, we should have completed our contract if we just scroll. There it is. Guardian program, plant a flag on Guardian, and scientists perform experiments. Just need to bring Hadlan Kerman home. Wonderful. Let's take off. Let's get back into our spacecraft. And then we'll get Hadlan out to go reset the experiments and grab all the stuff. And then I think we'll be done. Pretty awesome. Pretty damn awesome. We do actually have enough fuel to get back. That's the funny thing. But it's going to be close again. We might need to do another EVA thing, which would be annoying. But yeah. The fact that the launch pad restrictions really did sort of screw this mission a bit. So, bit orkies, but it should be alright. Righty root. Let's... Oh, hello. There we go. Collect data. Restore. I mean, I probably should have mission aborted the moment I realised that... well, the moment we finished our Trans Guardian burn, and we actually had to use some fuel from the lander stage, should have really been a sign to me that maybe we were going to run out of fuel on this mission. But I pressed onwards because we needed the money, so, you know. Money before safety, yeah? Yeah, what's wrong with that approach? And restore. And we have all of our stuff. Wonderful. We will take the data and install the experiments. There we go. Get in. Grab. And board. And there we have it. Landed on Guardian. Let's look at that. Oh, KS3P makes the sun look so much prettier. Beautiful. Okay, so I just crunched some numbers, used the Delta V calculator, and yeah, we don't even have enough Delta V to make orbit, let alone get home. That's very, very bad. However, I think we've got enough money from our world firsts and the pieces of contracts that we've managed to do to upgrade our launch pad. And then, I think with an upgraded launch pad, I think we can launch a rescue mission. So this is actually a massive problem. Although we've managed to upgrade our launch pad so we can actually
launch a rescue mission, we now don't actually have enough money to afford the rescue mission. The rescue craft costs about 70 grand. We have 45. We cannot afford to launch the rescue. So what we're going to do is essentially lie to our investors and pretend as if nothing's wrong at all. What we are going to do is decline the biome study of Guardian's Peaks. We can always get it again. And then we're going to build a new orbital station around Guardian, because that gives us 70 grand in advance. And that's enough to save our Kerbals, enough to launch this mission, save them, get them back, and then when we complete all the contracts that we've currently got going on that mission, we should have more than enough money to resume normal operations.